Gdynia. Gdynia Gdine Polish, Gdina listen, German Gdingen currently, Gotenhafen 1939–1945, Kashubian, Gdiniô is a city in northern Poland and a seaport on the Baltic Sea coast. With a population of 246,348, it is the 12th largest city in Poland and the second largest in the Pomeranian Voivodeship after Gdańsk. Gdynia is part of a conurbation with the spa town of Sopot, the city of Gdańsk, and suburban communities, which together form a metropolitan area called the Tricity Trójmiasto, with around 800,000 inhabitants. Historically and culturally part of Kashubia and Eastern Pomerania, Gdynia for centuries remained a small fishing village. By the 20th century it attracted visitors as a seaside resort town. In 1926 Gdynia was granted city rights, after which it enjoyed demographic and urban development with a modernist cityscape. Until 1939 it was located in the narrow Polish corridor between the Free City of Danzig and Germany. Many of its residents were displaced or evicted during the Second World War. The post-war period saw an influx of settlers from Warsaw and other parts of the country, as well as Poles from Vilnius and Lviv. The violent protests of December 1970 contributed to the rise of the Solidarity movement in nearby Gdańsk. The port of Gdynia is a regular stopover on the cruising itinerary of luxury passenger ships and ferries traveling to Scandinavia. In 2013, Gdynia was ranked by readers of the news as Poland's best city to live in and topped the national rankings in the category of general quality of life. History. The area of the later city of Gdynia shared its history with Pomerania, Eastern Pomerania. In prehistoric times, it was the center of Oxywid culture. It was later populated by Slavs with some Baltic Prussian influences. Late 10th century, Pomerania was united with Poland. During the reign of Mieszko Roman II, Pomerania seceded from Poland and became independent. 1116–1121, Bolesław Roman III reunited Pomerania with Poland. 1209, first mention of Oxhof, now known as Oxywi, which is now a part of Gdynia. 1227, Pomerania again became an independent duchy. 1253, first known mention of the name Gdynia as a Pomeranian Kashubian fishing village. The first church on this part of the Baltic Sea coast was built there. 1294, Pomerania was inherited by the future Polish King Piotr Roman II and remained as part of Poland until 1309–1310. The Teutonic Order conquered Pomerania and added it to Prussia. 1380, the owner of the village which became Gdynia, Peter from Rusicin, gave the village to the Cistercian order. 1382, Gdynia became property of the Cistercian abbey in Oliva, now Oliwa. 1454, 13 Years' War started. 1466, 13 Years' War ended. Pomerania became part of Royal Prussia, a newly established province of the Kingdom of Poland and later of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. 1772, in the first partition of Poland, Royal Prussia including Gdynia was annexed into the Kingdom of Prussia. Gdynia became known in German as Gdingen and was expropriated from the Cistercian order. 1789, there were only 21 houses in Gdynia. Around that time Gdynia Gdingen was so small that it was not marked on many maps of the period. It was about halfway from Oxhoft to Klein Katz. 1870, the Kingdom of Prussia became part of the German Empire. The village of Gdingen had some 1,200 inhabitants. At the time it was not a poor fishing village as it is sometimes described. It had become a popular tourist spot with several guest houses, restaurants, cafes, several brick houses, and a small harbor, with a pier for small trading ships. The first Kashubian mayor of Gdingen was Jan Rat. 1905, Gdingen shown on a big map, on the coast between Oxhoft and Sopot. 1919, Treaty of Versailles, and the start of the dismemberment of Eastern Germany. 1920, Gdingen, now named Gdynia, along with other parts of former West Prussia, became a part of the new Republic of Poland, the so-called Polish Corridor. Simultaneously, the city of Danzig and surrounding area was declared a free city and put under the League of Nations, though Poland was given economic liberties and requisitioned for matters of foreign representation. Construction of the seaport. The decision to build a major seaport at Gdynia village was made by the Polish government in winter 1920, in the midst of the Polish-Soviet War 1919–1920. The authorities and seaport workers of the Free City of Danzig felt Poland's economic rights in the city were being misappropriated to help fight the war. German dock workers went on strike, refusing to unload shipments of military supplies sent from the west to aid the Polish army, and Poland realized the need for a port city it was in complete control of economically and politically. Construction of Gdynia seaport started in 1921, but because of financial difficulties, it was conducted slowly and with interruptions. It was accelerated after the Sejm Polish Parliament passed the Gdynia Seaport Construction Act on 23 September 1922. By 1923, a 550-meter pier, 175 meters, 574 feet of a wooden tide breaker, and a small harbor had been constructed. Ceremonial inauguration of Gdynia as a temporary military port and fishers' shelter took place on 23 April 1923. The first major seagoing ship arrived on 13 August 1923. To speed up the construction works, the Polish government in November 1924 signed a contract with the French-Polish Consortium for Gdynia seaport construction. By the end of 1925, the works were going more slowly than expected, however. They accelerated only after May 1926 because of an increase in Polish exports by sea, economic prosperity, the outbreak of the German-Polish trade war, which reverted most Polish international trade to sea routes, and thanks to the personal engagement of Eugeniusz Kwiatkowski, Polish Minister of Industry and Trade, also responded. By the end of 1930, docks, piers, breakwaters, and many auxiliary and industrial installations were constructed, such as depots, transshipment equipment, and a rice processing factory, or started, such as a large cold store. Transshipments rose from 10,000 tons 1924 to 2,923,000 tons 1929. At this time, Gdynia was the only transit and special seaport designed for coal exports. In the years 1931–1939, Gdynia harbor was further extended to become a universal seaport. In 1938, Gdynia was the largest and most modern seaport on the Baltic Sea, as well as the 10th biggest in Europe. The transshipments rose to 8.7 million tons, which was 46% of Polish foreign trade. In 1938, the Gdynia shipyard started to build its first full sea ship, the Alza. Construction of the city. The city was constructed later than the seaport. In 1925, a special committee was inaugurated to build the city. City expansion plans were designed and city rights were granted in 1926, and tax privileges were granted for investors in 1927. The city started to grow significantly after 1928. A new railway station and the post office were completed. The state railways extended their lines, built bridges, and also constructed a group of houses for their employees. Within a few years, houses were built along some 10 miles 16 km of road leading northward from the Free City of Danzig to Gdynia and beyond. Public institutions and private employers helped their staff to build houses. In 1933, a plan of development providing for a population of 250,000 was worked out by a special commission appointed by a government committee in collaboration with the municipal authorities. By 1939, the population had grown to over 120,000. Gdynia during World War II, 1939–1945. After World War II, On 28 March 1945, Gotenhafen was captured by the Soviets and assigned to Polish Gdańsk Voivodeship, who again renamed it Gdynia. In the Polish 1970 protests, worker demonstrations took place at Gdynia shipyard. Workers were fired upon by the police. The fallen E.G. Brunondrau became symbolized by a fictitious worker Janek Wisniewski, commemorated in a song by Mieczysław Kolwa, Pieśń o Janku z Gdyni. One of Gdynia's important streets is named after Janek Wisniewski. The same person was portrayed by Andrzej Wajda in his movie Man of Iron as Matus Berkut. On 4 December 1999, a storm destroyed a huge crane in a shipyard, which was able to lift 900 tons. Geography. Population and area. Climate. The climate of Gdynia is an oceanic climate owing to its position of the Baltic Sea, which moderates the temperatures compared to the interior of Poland. The climate is cool throughout the year and there is a somewhat uniform precipitation throughout the year. Typical of Northern Europe, there is little sunshine during the year. Districts. Gdynia is divided into smaller divisions, dzielnice and osadals. Gdynia's dzielnices include Babi Doli ch Warzno Wixlino, Chilonia, Sisoa Dabrau, Dzielki Lesni, Graboek, Kamiana Gora, Karwini, Lesinki, Malikak, Abluz, Oksiwi, Orlowo Pagors, Puski Sisoski Demtowo, Redlowo Israd Masi, Wielki Kak, Maximiliana, Osadals Bernadowo, Biarzozo Agora, ch Warzno, Dabrauka, Demtowo, Debo Agora, Fikakawo, Golbuo, Kaksibuki, Kalibki, Colonia ch Wasksano, Colonia Rybaka, Krikulek, Marsuo, Midzitors, Nematowo, Asada Koljawa, Asada Rybak. Sites and tourist attractions. Gdynia is a relatively modern city. Its architecture includes the 13th century St. Michael the Archangel's Church in Oksiwi, the oldest building in Gdynia, and the 17th century neo-Gothic manor house located on Folwarksna Street in Orlowo. The city also holds many examples of early 20th century architecture, especially monumentalism and early functionalism and modernism. A good example of modernism is Pielo building situated at 10 Lutigo Street. The surrounding hills and the coastline attract many nature lovers. A leisure pier and a cliff-like coastline in Keperedloska, as well as the surrounding nature reserve, are also popular locations. In the harbor, there are two anchored museum ships, the destroyer Owarpi Bliskawica and the tall ship frigate Dar Pomorza. A 1.5-kilometer, 0.93-mile long promenade leads from the marina in the city center to the beach in Redlowo. Most of Gdynia can be seen from Kamiana Gora 54 meters 177 feet Asal, or the viewing point near ch Wasksino. There are also two viewing towers, one at Gorodonas, the other at Kalibki. In 2015, the Emigration Museum opened in the city. Culture. Gdynia hosts the Gdynia Film Festival, the main Polish film festival. The International Random Film Festival was hosted in Gdynia in November 2014. Since 2003, Gdynia has been hosting the Opener Festival, one of the biggest contemporary music festivals in Europe. The festival welcomes many foreign hip-hop. In record-high 2018, it was attended by over 140,000 people, who enjoyed the lineup headlined by Bruno Mars, Gorillaz, Arctic Monkeys, and Depeche Mode. Another important summer event in Gdynia is the Viva Beach Party, which is a large two-day techno party made on Gdynia's public beach and of summer welcoming concerts Kuda Wayanki. Gdynia also hosts events for the annual Gdańsk Shakespeare Festival. In the summer of 2014, Gdynia hosted Red Bull Air Race World Championship. Cultural references. In 2008, Gdynia made it onto the Monopoly Here and Now World Edition board after being voted by fans through the internet. Gdynia occupies the space traditionally held by Mediterranean Avenue, being the lowest voted city to make it onto the Monopoly Here and Now board, but also the smallest city to make it in the game. All of the other cities are large and widely known ones, the second smallest being Riga. The unexpected success of Gdynia can be attributed to a mobilization of the town's population to vote for it on the internet. An abandoned factory district in Gdynia was the scene for the survival series Man vs. Wild, Season 6, Episode 12. The host, Bear Grylls, manages to escape the district after blowing up a door and crawling through miles of sewer. Ernst Stavro Blofeld, the supervillain in the James Bond novels, was born in Gdynia on 28 May 1908, according to Thunderball. Gdynia is sometimes called Polish Roswell due to the alleged UFO crash on 21 January 1959. Notable people: Stanislaw Baranowski, 1935–1978, a Polish glaciologist, undertook scientific expeditions to Spitsbergen and Antarctica. Karol Algierd Borchert, 1905–1986, a Polish writer and captain of the Polish Merchant Marine. Krzysztof Charemsa, born 1972, a Polish former Catholic theologian and author. Adam Darski, born 1977, a Polish musician and TV personality, frontman for the black and death metal band Behemoth. Rafał Dworycha-Wysocki, born 1975, a Polish art historian, genealogist and writer. Jacek Fedorowicz, born 1937, Polish satirist and actor. Eugeniusz Gino Malkowski, 1942–2016, a Polish painter. Gunnar Heinsohn, born 1943, a German author, sociologist and economist. Klaus Hurlmann, born 1944, professor of public health and education. Hilary Jastek, 1914–2000, in Gdynia, a Polish Catholic priest, doctor of theology, chaplain of Solidarity Movement, major of Polish Armed Forces, lieutenant commander of Polish Navy. Janusz Kaczmarek, born 1961, a Polish lawyer, prosecutor and politician. Marcin Kupinski, born 1983, a Polish ballet dancer. Tomasz Makowiecki, born 1983, a Polish musician, singer and songwriter. Dorota Nieznalska, born 1973, a Polish visual artist and sculptor. Kazimierz Ostrowski, 1917–1999, in Gdynia, Polish painter. Anna Piotr Zybilska, 1978–2014, a Polish actress and model. Cviria Rosefeld, 1922–1978, Polish-American rabbi and educator, educator. Jerzy Rubecz, born 1948, a Polish and American linguist who specializes in phonology. Arkadiusz Rybicki, 1953–2010, a Polish politician, active in the Solidarity Movement. Joanna Senyszyn, born 1949, a Polish left-wing politician, vice president of the Democratic Left Alliance SLD and MEP. Anna Siewierska, 1955, Menace, 2011, a Polish-born linguist, specialist in language typology. Wojciech Seizure, born 1963, mayor of the city of Gdynia since 1998. Joseph Unrug, 1884–1973, German-born Polish vice admiral who helped create the Polish Navy. Marian Zakarski, born 1950, a Polish intelligence officer convicted of espionage. Marek Siukowski, born 1952, a Polish theoretical physicist, specializes in quantum mechanics. Sport: Georg Berger, 1944–2010, German soccer player, trainer. Adelaide Mrosk, 1944–1975, a Polish speed skater. She competed in 4 events at the 1964 Winter Olympics. Ryszard Marczak, born 1945, former long-distance runner from Poland, competed in the marathon at the 1980 Summer Olympics. Joseph Blaszczyk, born 1947, a sailor from Poland, competed in the 1972 Summer Olympics. Andrzej Chudzinski, 1948–1995, a Polish swimmer, competed in 3 events at the 1972 Summer Olympics. Anna Sobczak, born 1967, a Polish fencer, competed in the women's individual and team foil events at the 1988 and 1992 Summer Olympics. Tomasz Sokolowski, born 1970, a former Polish footballer, over 350 pro games and 12 for Poland. Jaroslaw Radziwiłł, born 1973, a Polish fencer, won a silver medal in the team foil event at the 1996 Summer Olympics. Marcin Mysil, born 1975, soccer player, over 500 pro games. Michael Klim, born 1977, Polish-born Australian swimmer, Olympic gold medalist and world champion. Anna Rybicka, born 1977, a Polish fencer. She won a silver medal in the women's team foil event at the 2000 Summer Olympics. Andrzej Bledziewski, born 1977, a Polish retired football goalkeeper, over 400 pro games. Tomasz Dawidowski, born 1978, a Polish footballer, over 200 pro games and 10 for Poland. Maciej Grabowski, born 1978, is a Polish laser-class sailor, competed in the 2000, 2004, and 2008 Summer Olympics. Adriana Dadzaj, born 1979, a Polish judoka, competed at the 2004 Summer Olympics. Stefan Liv, 1980–2011, a Polish-born Swedish professional ice hockey goaltender. Monika Pyrek, born 1980, a retired Polish pole vaulter, competed at the 2000, 2004, 2008, and 2012 Summer Olympics. Anna Rogowska, born 1981, pole vaulter, the bronze medalist at the 2004 Summer Olympics. Mikulsic, born 1982, a Polish ice dancer. Karolina Kluinska, born 1983, a Polish foil fencer, competed at the 2008 Summer Olympics. Igor Janik, born 1983, a javelin thrower, competed in the 2008 and 2012 Summer Olympics. Claudia Jan Zignissic, born 1984, a retired Polish tennis player, competed in the 2008 and 2012 Summer Olympics. Piotr Hallman, born 1987, a Polish mixed martial artist, second lieutenant in the Polish Navy, Polish Navy, Lish Navy, Lish Navy, Lish Navy. Joanna Matros, born 1988, a Polish rhythmic gymnast, competed at the 2008 and 2012 Summer Olympics. Małgorzata Białecka, born 1988, a Polish windsurfer, competed at 2016 Summer Olympics. Oleg Cizis, born 1990, a Polish professional basketball player, played for Poland. Justyna Plutowska, born 1991, a Polish ice dancer. Fictional characters. Ernst Stavro Blofeld, born 28, May 1908 in Gdingen, a fictional character and villain from the James Bond series of novels and films created by Ian Fleming. Sport teams. Arka Gdynia men's football team, Polish Cup winner 1979 and 2017, Polish Super Cup winner in 2017 and in 2018. Currently plays in the first division of Polish football, the Ekstraklasas. Baltic Gdynia men's football team, currently playing in Polish fourth division. Arka Gdynia basketball men's basketball team, 9-time Polish Basketball League winner. Arka Gdynia women's basketball team, 12-time Basket Liga Kobiet champion. RC Arka Gdynia rugby team champions of Poland in seasons 2003/2004, 2004/2005, and 2010/2011. Seahawks Gdynia American football team, Polish American Football League 4-time champion of Poland in 2012, 2014, and in 2015. Arka Gdynia handball team, which plays in Ekstraliga First Division of Polish handball. International events: 2017 UEFA European Under-21 Championship, 2019 FIFA Humanist, 20 World Cup, 2020 World Athletics Half Marathon Championships. Economy and infrastructure: notable companies that have their headquarters or regional offices in Gdynia. Procom SA, the largest Polish IT company. C. Hartwig Gdynia SA, one of the largest Polish freight forwarders. Sony Pictures Finance Center, Thomson Reuters business data provider, Vistal Bridge Constructions, offshore and shipbuilding markets, partially located on old stocks near Gdynia terrains. Nauta Ship Repair Yard, partially located on old stocks near Gdynia terrains. Frist Shipbuilding, offshore constructions, steel structures, sea engineering, civil engineering, located on old stocks near Gdynia terrains. Former stocks near Gdynia, former largest Polish shipyard, now under bankruptcy procedures. Nordea Banks, sold and consolidated with PKO Bank. Transport: Port of Gdynia. In 2007, 364,202 passengers, 17,025,000 tons of cargo, and 614,373 TEU containers passed through the port. Regular car ferry service operates between Gdynia and Karlskrona, Sweden. Airport: the conurbation's main airport, Gdańsk Lech Walesa Airport, lays approximately 25 kilometers, 16 miles southwest of central Gdynia, and has connections to approximately 55 destinations. It is the third largest airport in Poland. A second general aviation terminal was scheduled to be opened by May 2012, which will increase the airport's capacity to 5 million passengers per year. Another local airport, Gdynia Kosakowo Airport, is situated partly in the village of Kosakowo, just to the north of the city, and partly in Gdynia. This has been a military airport since the World War II, but it has been decided in 2006 that the airport will be used to serve civilians. Work was well in progress and was due to be ready for 2012 when the project collapsed following a February 2014 EU decision regarding Gdynia city funding as constituting unfair competition to Gdańsk. In March 2014, the airport management company filed for bankruptcy, this being formally announced in May that year. The fate of some PLN 100 million of public funds from Gdynia remain unaccounted for, with documents not being released, despite repeated requests for such from residents to the city president, Wojciech Seaport. Road transport: Trasa Kwiatkowskiego links port of Gdynia and the city with obwodnica Trójmiasto, and therefore on motorway. National Road 6 connects Tricity with Słupsk, Koszalin and Cieczesin agglomeration. Railways: the principal station in Gdynia is Gdynia Główna Railway Station, and Gdynia has 5 other railway stations. Local services are provided by the fast urban railway, Szybka Kolej Miejska Tricity, operating frequent trains covering the Tricity area including Gdańsk, Sopot, and Gdynia. Long-distance trains from Warsaw via Gdańsk terminate at Gdynia, and there are direct trains to Cieczesin, Poznań, Katowice, Lublin, and other major cities. In 2011–2015, the Warsaw-Gdańsk-Gdynia route is undergoing a major upgrading costing $3 billion, partly funded by the European Investment Bank, including track replacement, realignment of curves, and relocation of sections of track to allow speeds up to 200 km/h 124 mph, modernization of station. In December 2014, new Alstom Pendolino high-speed trains were put into service between Gdynia, Warsaw, and Krakow, reducing rail travel times to Gdynia by 2 hours. Education: There are currently 8 universities and institutions of higher education based in Gdynia. Many students from Gdynia also attend universities located in the Tricity. State-owned, Gdynia Maritime University, Polish Naval Academy, privately owned, WSB Universities, WSB University in Gdańsk, Departments of Economics and Management, Academy of International Economic and Political Relations, University of Business and Administration in Gdynia, Pomeranian Higher School of Humanities, Cardinal Stefan Wyszynski University, a department in Gdynia, Higher School of Social Communication. Twin towns, sister cities. Gdynia is twinned with